Hello and welcome back. As you'll notice, there's a new intro and new music. The reason for the new intro is simply because Esrom, and if you don't subscribe to me, you've got to subscribe to this guy. We were randomly chatting on a live stream months ago, and he asked me what sort of... Well, I asked him, basically, if I ever started making money on YouTube, which I'm not, I must stress. He's got to do my theme tune. And then weeks later I got a random email saying what sort of music would I want for an intro. So I just simply put Led Zeppelin with a sprinkle of the main theme from Californication TV show. And then a couple of days later I started getting emails with all these different tunes, which just blew my mind. So as a thank you, because I can't pay you, I decided to make you a spaceship. So this spaceship is for Esrom, which is being sent to him as I speak. And as you can see, I've started off using an old Xbox One controller, since I took apart the Xbox console months ago, and this is another couple of those USB phones that you plug into your mobile phone. Totally random, totally pointless, but I thought it looked good on the controller. And then I'm just going to cut off the controller bits just to make them as into a dome, and then I'm just going to start sticking stuff on to the controller. And as you can see, as I'm filing it down, I cut a little bit too deep, so I'm just using some green stuff putty, acrylic putty I think it is, just to fill in the gaps. And then once that's dried, I'll just sand it down again, and then I'll be able to stick it onto the controller. So once I'd gutted the actual controller, I just stuck it back into its place and then put the sides back onto it. And then it was just reverse engineering, that's a big term, all the buttons back into the slots. As you can see, I'm just throwing them all back in, but the other way around. And then I keep one or two just to give it some sort of depth, some height. Bringing out the trusty garden wire just to give the insides of the phone bits a little bit of texture. I I'm also going to use that for trim around the edge of where I've put the, I'm going to call them wings, because there was a bit of a gap, so I'm just going to put that as edging later on in the build. So without throwing anything away, I'm just using the bits that I cut off previously, and I'm going to put them on the back to make them look like some jets. And then I'll just use some more garden wire just to put round the trim, like I said earlier. And then I'm just using the insides of a couple of squeezy bottles to make them look like cannons. The white bit is a casting that I used from Green Stuff World. I got some moulds for some piping, and it fitted perfectly just to cover the edge or the back side of the squeezer bottle bit. And because it's acrylic, I can just chip away little bits that I need chipping away so it'll get a better fit, and stuck down onto the plastic, not a bother. There you go, as you can see. And now with it all done, I'm just going to start thinking about painting. I asked him what colour scheme he liked, and he told me, so I'm going to start with the cobalt blue shortly. So once it's primed, I painted the edges with some silver, because the idea was I was going to use this chipping medium and scrape away, but as you see later on in the build, I totally forgot where I'd put the chipping medium, and I didn't want to start scratching things that weren't or didn't have the chipping medium on. So I could have reverted back and looked back on the video, but me being me, I just did it the lazy man way, and I used a silver Sharpie. So now that the whole ship is painted the cobalt blue, I'm just going to go around with some red just to give it some sort of definition and some texture. At this point I was looking at it and thinking it was too blue, and being Esrom that is a guitarist, I was racking my brains how I could make it a little bit guitar-ish. Is that even a word? Anyway, so what I thought I'd do was later on I would repaint the top of the spaceship black and then put 2 red stripes down, because I'd listened to, I think it was Hot for Teacher by Van Halen while I was building this, and I remembered Eddie Van Halen's guitar that had all the stripes on it. So I just put 2 random stripes. Painting stripes is a lot trickier than what you would think it should be. So yeah, so I just painted some stripes on later on, and you'll see that. So when I said you would see me painting the red stripes on, I told a lie there, simply because I thought I was recording and actually I wasn't recording. I never said I was a professional. So yeah, so it's now black with the 2 red stripes, and what I'm doing, I'm just doing a little dry brush of silver just to try and highlight some of the black back up. And as I said before, the blue was bugging me because it looked too blue, and I think there's a nice little definition now of the colours. And I was totally in my groove and didn't even notice that my cat, God bless him, had rubbed against the tripod and knocked it slightly skew whiff. So you've got like a Batman shot here, the Adam West Batman, and you can see that I'm just using the Sharpie and I'm just going around the edges and just blending it in with my finger, just to give it like it's got streak effects and it's been, I don't know, shot at, or it's just worn over time. And then the final touches was just to name the spaceship, which would be Esrom. I was going to paint it white, but I thought no, it's a guitar. It's gonna look like a guitar, so it's going to be a bit brash and bold. So I just used the silver Sharpie and just wrote in the name on the side. And that is basically that. Again, a big thank you to Esrom for supplying me with the music, not only the intro but also the music that plays over the video. If you like what you saw, please share the video with other people, give it a like, leave a comment, but most of all, subscribe to Esrom, because you'll notice if you view his videos, I've left a lot of comments saying that it's either reminds me of a Miami Vice soundtrack or Pink Floyd or stuff like that. The guy's a genius. I'll be forever in your debt, so thank you very much, sir, and until next time, here comes the glamour shots. Keep scratching that build, everyone. Thanks for watching.